A lot of business owners think a certificate of insurance is just a simple piece of paper, and it's not. It's proof that your coverage matches a contract, a job site, or a client requirement. And if one detail is wrong, it gets kicked back. If you understand how this process works, you can keep jobs moving, avoid frustrating delays, and look professional in front of customers. And if you don't, you can wind up stuck in last minute chaos while everyone waits on you. So, in this video, I'll show you why certificate requests feel so urgent in the first place, the exact information you need to gather so your certificate doesn't get rejected or delayed, and the biggest mistakes that slow the whole process down when clients say they need it immediately. But first, think about getting to the airport 5 minutes before boarding. You might have your ticket, you might be packed, you might be ready to travel. But if you can't get through security, none of that matters. That's how certificates of insurance work. You may be ready to start the job, sign the contract, or begin work tomorrow. But if the certificate isn't accepted, everything stops. And most delays don't happen at the gate. They happen earlier when people wait too long or show up missing what they need. You see, nobody asks for a certificate of insurance early. They ask when the job starts tomorrow. The contract is already signed, or someone is at the site saying, no certificate, no entry. And once you understand what's happening on the other side, it starts to make sense. Usually, the person asking you for it is trying to clear a real approval checkpoint. Maybe accounting can't release payment until they have it. Maybe a general contractor won't let you on the site without it. Maybe a landlord won't hand over keys. Maybe a municipality won't approve the permit. Maybe a customer's vendor system won't activate you until the insurance is approved. So when they email you sounding stressed, they usually are stressed. To you, it can feel like paperwork. To them, it's the final roadblock stopping work from starting. That means the smartest way to treat a certificate request is not as admin work. Treat it like an operational deadline. Because if money, access, scheduling, or approvals are sitting on the other side of that document, every hour feels expensive. And in a second, I'll show you the misunderstanding that causes more certificate delays than anything else. This next point is where a lot of business owners get frustrated. They think, I pay for insurance. My customer needs a certificate. So why can't my agent just send whatever wording is needed and be done with it? The answer is because a certificate of insurance is proof of coverage. It's not the coverage itself. Think of it like a receipt. A receipt proves what was purchased, but it can't magically add items after checkout. That certificate is supposed to reflect what your policy already provides right now. Your coverage types, your limits, your business name, any endorsements attached to the policy, additional insured status if it exists, waivers if they've been added. So if someone asks for something your policy doesn't currently include, the delay usually is not the certificate. The delay is verifying whether the policy supports it or changing the policy first. That may mean contacting the carrier, adding an endorsement, confirming limits, reviewing contract wording, or getting approval before anything can be issued accurately. And this is why some certificates come back in 5 minutes while others take days. The fast ones are already set up correctly. The slow ones need the insurance program fixed before the paper can reflect it, which leads to one of the biggest mistakes owners make when requesting a certificate. One of the biggest time wasters in the certificate process is this sentence: I just need a certificate. That sounds simple, but it usually creates three more emails, two phone calls, and a delay nobody wanted. Because what does that actually mean? Do they need general liability only, auto too, workers' comp, $1 million umbrella? Do they need additional insured wording or a waiver of subrogation? Primary non-contributory language, a specific project name, a site address. This is why the fastest thing you can send your agent is usually not the request, it's the contract, or at least the insurance requirements page. That one document often answers everything immediately. It tells us the limits required for each line of coverage. It shows what wording must be included. It may list who needs to be named, and it reveals whether this is actually a simple certificate request or something more involved. I can't tell you how many times somebody says, I just need general liability. And then the contract shows they also need auto and workers' comp and umbrella and multiple endorsements. So if speed matters, don't make your agent guess. Send the contract. Send the requirements page. Send screenshots if that's all you have. The more complete the first email is, the faster the last email happens. And there's another mistake that gets perfectly good certificates rejected even when coverage is correct. This part surprises people. Sometimes the coverage is completely fine. The limits are correct and the certificate still gets rejected. And why? Because the details don't match. The legal business name is wrong. The DBA is missing. The certificate holder name is slightly off. The address is outdated. The project name wasn't included. The bid number is missing. The onboarding portal has your company listed one way, but the certificate shows something different. And to the person reviewing it, that can be enough to send it right back. Remember, many people checking certificates are not insurance professionals. They're compliance reviewers working from a checklist. They've been told to verify certain fields, and if those fields don't line up, they reject it and move to the next file. So one of the smartest things you can do is keep a ready-to-send list of your exact business information, your legal entity name, any DBA, correct mailing addresses, common project addresses, tax ID if needed, standard contact info, because tiny admin mistakes create big delays. And in the next section, I'll show you the wording request that turns same-day certificates into multi-day certificates all the time. If you've ever asked for a certificate in the morning and wondered why it wasn't still done in the afternoon, this is often the reason. Additional insured language. General contractors, landlords, municipalities, property managers, and larger organizations often want more than proof you have insurance. They want certain protections extended to them under your policy if a claim happens. That can include wording like additional insured, ongoing operations, completed operations, waiver of subrogation, primary and non-contributory. Now, sometimes your policy already includes what they need. Great. That can move quickly. Other times, it has to be reviewed. Maybe the endorsement wording doesn't match. Maybe the request goes beyond what the carrier filed. Maybe a change has to be approved before anything can be shown. And here's something most business owners don't realize. The person reviewing your certificate may not know insurance deeply. They may simply have a checklist that says these words must appear somewhere, these boxes must be checked, and these entities must be named. So even when the coverage is strong, the documents can still bounce back over formatting or wording. That's why last-minute wording requests are where speed goes to die. If you regularly work with contracts, ask for insurance requirements before the job is awarded whenever possible, because the earlier wording gets reviewed, the faster the certificate gets issued when the clock is ticking. Now, let me show you how to make this whole process dramatically faster going forward. So if we pull all of this together, the fastest certificate is usually not the one with the fastest agent. It's the one that was prepared early. Here's what that looks like. As soon as you know a job, contract, lease, or project might happen, ask for the insurance requirements immediately before signing anything. Review what limits and wording are being required. At renewal time, talk with your broker about the kinds of certificates you request most often. If you regularly need higher limits, additional insured status, waivers, or contractor-related wording, it may make sense to structure the policy with those needs in mind. Keep a safe file with your exact business name, DBA, address, and common project details so you're not rebuilding the same email every time. And when you do send a request, send everything in one shot. Who needs it? Their address, the project name, the deadline, the contract, the wording request, all of it. Because the more complete your first message is, the less back and forth stands between you and the finished certificate. And if you're constantly getting last-minute certificate requests, there's a good chance the real issue is not the certificate at all. It may be that your insurance program was never designed for the kind of work you're doing now. So if you want to understand how to build an insurance setup that makes sure you're meeting contract requirements for your new projects, click right here and watch my next video.